and he did this performance called Sex Freak from the album of the same name. And obviously this is RuPaul, but he was going by his full name then. And this is like 84, so way, way back. And I went, and that was the first record I ever bought, is I bought his record, Sex Freak, at the store. And they had an address on the back where you could write people. So I wrote him a fan letter, like a 10-page, those letters you write when you're like 13, where you're like writing your everything. And I said in this letter, it was so cute, I was like, and I'm homosexual, and I hope that's okay with you, but I think it probably will be, because you're a performer, and performers tend to be more comfortable with things like homosexuality, and in your world you've probably met, maybe even worked with homosexuals before. Like, no clue that this guy who I'd seen dancing around on stage in this like ripped silver tunic with one nipple showing and bright silver lipstick and singing this song called Boom Shang-a-lang Work That Thang, that this guy was gay. That's how naive I was. And then he wrote me back like a 10-page letter, and it was kind of also like this care package of porn. He had all this like Xerox porn and also like bumper stickers of himself and everything. Like I said, this is like way pre him becoming famous. I mean, he was just a little local performer in Atlanta, and so we became phone buddies for a couple of years. And so that was a pretty big influence on me from like age 13 to 15, because I was really closeted and really shut down.
Yeah,
and so
to have in Atlanta, especially in the South, I think, in that period.
I mean, I lived in kind of a progressive little bubble, but it helped to have a friend like RuPaul.
Now, is he the one who introduced you to Burroughs and Ginsberg, or did you meet them on your own?
No, so then he moved to, when I was around 15, and I think he was like 25, 26, RuPaul, he moved to New York to try to make it bigger. So that was when he started becoming a big New York fixture, and then later his Supermodel song came out and everything. And I would later meet up with him a couple years down the road, but we basically fell out of contact when he moved up to New York. And and I was just miserable. I was so fucking miserable in Atlanta, and I was just desperate. Like, anytime some radical, like if Karen Finley would come through town and do performance art, I would like be there front row center, offer to like mop afterwards, just to like be around these people and talk to them. And so when I heard that there was this place called Naropa Institute where Ginsberg and Burroughs and these other big people were teaching, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll go there. I'll hook up. I knew they liked teenage guys, so when I was 17, so I was like, I'll go hook up with them, be their boyfriend. So, and that's not a super drag-related story.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's an interesting.
But I did have, and it was funny because Allen Ginsberg was really down on my writing for years and years, which was devastating to me because that was what I was really cared about. I really wanted him to validate me as a writer. And he really didn't like my writing and said so very bluntly. And that just devastated me. But he really liked, I had this drag character that I do called Blue Flame with like a big southern accent and everything. And he loved that. And he just loved that. And he would always want me to like bust out Blue Flame, this character, on like, when we're meeting like, I don't know, Laurie Anderson or whatever. So
That's
there's
amazing.
a little drag tie.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to focus on drag. We have
No.
to focus on today. I think we've got a photograph for the book that we're talking about here. It's right there, ladies and gentlemen. 10,000 Dresses by Marcus Ewert. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so after doing a lot of performance for many years and doing these little films and these little skits and everything, but this was all kind of happening pre-YouTube and everything, so we had some people who would be interested in what we would do. I did it with my best friend Rowan Cutler. We do these, and he has an outfit that matches mine. So we do all these skits, and we'd perform and host events, but it kind of wasn't really going anywhere. It didn't really, like I said, it was kind of, we were a little ahead of the technology. Like, videos were kind of hard still to watch on the internet. like definitely pre-YouTube. So anyway, but I've always been interested in writing, and we would write the skits that we would perform. He and I would write all the skits that we would do. And but anyway, I've always been interested in children's literature. I'm just fascinated with it. I love it. So, and my buddy Rowan, had done a children's book that came out, and then I got really inspired seeing him do it. And I always wanted to do children's literature. So I wrote this book, and it's my first book that came out. It's a children's book. It's called 10,000 Dresses. And it's really pretty much the first children's book, like for young kids, about a transgender with a transgender main character. It's about a child named Bailey who dreams about these beautiful dresses each night, dresses made out of crystals that prism out rainbows, or dresses made out of lilies and roses, or magical windows that show you the Great Wall of China or the Eiffel Tower, these beautiful, fantastical dresses. So she dreams about these every night, and then each morning she goes and she's talking to her parents and brother and stuff, saying, oh, I dreamed about this dress. Could you make me a dress like that, or could you buy me a dress like that? And then she gets this real shut-down answer, like, you're a boy, you shouldn't be thinking about dresses. And throughout, I always call Bailey she. I always refer to Bailey as she, because that's how Bailey identifies. And then luckily, Bailey finds a friend and an ally at the end of the book, and they're making an older girl, and they make dresses together. And so, I'm really, really happy. The artist is Rex Ray, who's a fantastic local artist. I mean, he's based here, but his stuff is all over. And I asked him if he would be willing to do the art, and he said, yeah, I think because of the novelty factor of doing illustration work, which he had never done before. And it's just beautiful. He just did a beautiful job. And it's very vibrant, as you can see. And let's see, what else?
Well, let me ask you, where can our audience buy copies of the book?
You can get it at most places. I mean, I don't know if...
No, not the price, just... Is it available?
It's available.
Okay.